Hey, what's up? This is King Vox, and today we're going to be talking about the new Summoner in the rebuild. And I did some stuff or whatever that I kind of want to go over. First of all, a lot of people are kind of complaining about Necro, and I can't disagree with them. It does feel like a lot more work to the point where I took all my other skeletons completely off the bar. It's kind of very essential that you have your skeleton soldiers up just because they supply you with corpses when you're farming. So basically anything that they last hit, they give you a corpse. Well, in my case, they give you 5, and that's an attribute, but that attribute is only adjacent to them, which kind of sucks. So let's actually go into this and I can kind of show you guys. They've been spamming this crap all day. Just wait till I get out of the screen so it won't be so cluttered. So here we go. Collect corpse fragments. When a skull soldier defeats a monster, the Necronomicon gains 1 corpse fragment per attribute point. So you can have this at a maximum of 5. So this does keep your, as you can see up here, your fragments capped off, but you can't use any other minions, any other skulls or skeletons or whatever, because they don't really have that benefit. And let me actually show you some other stuff about the Necro as well. So this is the new skill, raise skull mage, and I'm telling you, the skull mages are pretty dope. They do a lot more damage than the melee ones, but the problem is they only last for 45 seconds, and it could get really expensive to summon these guys, and they don't give you anything back. So the best ones are the raise dead, just the regular skill that summon the skeleton soldiers, because not only do they stay up for a very long time, but they continuously supply you with a bunch of corpses and stuff like that, or else you're going to be spamming the hell out of these two skills. And these two skills are not as good as they used to be. Well, this one is better actually. It collects corpses from all over the place or whatever, but this gather corpse skill right here, it used to be plussed up to I think like 10 or something like that, giving it an insane amount of damage. I think the damage was around like 500 or 600% or something like that. Now it's only 100%, which is it's fairly low, and it's just not really worth it. I'll actually use it here and show you. So as you can see, it hits for like 4K. Well, actually, it doesn't even hit for 4K. That was actually one of the pets hitting there. So, and the debuff, because you can't plus it up farther, it doesn't stay on very long. It stays for 6 seconds. And, I mean, I can see somebody really geared utilizing this, but right now, it's really not even worth getting, to be honest. So, you can actually not get that skill. There's a lot of stuff in Necromancer that I just don't really recommend, right? So here's another one, Flesh Cannon. Now Flesh Cannon used to be really good because it gives you the Necromancer vein, but now I've been using this skill, and this skill is a lot more practical. Usually you only use Flesh Cannon on something like a boss because that's the only thing that's going to last long enough for the stacks to even matter. The cast time and everything, you put that all in the count, it's just a hot mess, right? But Flesh Hoop is the best skill whatever for us to apply the bosses or even regular mobs with Necromancer's Bane debuff, and it's really good. I absolutely love this skill. It weaken enemies attacks for 4 seconds per attribute level. This is really dope as well because it just makes it so bosses barely do any damage to you. Can be stacked up 10 times. This is really dope. Increase the skill effect there. I didn't do anything with this. I just got this one, but the rest of these skills, let me tell you, really, Corpse Tower is worth it every time. Corpse Tower is just really dope. It just like, it gets really just beams the hell out of monsters. It actually hits a lot. Let me actually show you if I can kind of throw it over here and have it attack some stuff without everything going crazy. But well, it's kind of hard to see or whatever, but it does really good damage. As you can see, it's doing 6 to 7k 9 crit. I know it's hard to see. Let me see if I can. I don't want to desummon my minions because I don't want to like. Actually, this is a perfect time to actually desummon my minions and show you guys the type of damage that we can take now, which is really crazy. All right, so I just blew up everything, right? Except for this little guy. This is actually why I'm out here, because I'm leveling up this guy for an alt. But I just got him. He's already level 155 or whatever, and that goes towards your team level as well. So that's pretty dope. I wonder if I gained any more. Just a little bit. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is summon the Corpse Tower so you guys can actually see what this thing's capable of. So as you can see, this thing is just a complete monster. You may not think that's a lot of damage or whatever, but it's added on top of layers. You know, basically you got all those minions attacking, and you have this thing just completely beaming people, and it seems like it has a fairly high chance to crit, as you can see, and it's just really nice. Like I just absolutely love it. I think it's dope. So definitely a skill that's worth it. Let me go over some other skills as far as summoner is concerned. Now, the reason why I was debating to drop Necromancer is because the only skills that are really worth it are these two. So you have, well, you have three. You have your Raise Dead, right? You have your Flesh Hoop, which is a really good skill to put Necromancer Banes on or whatever, right? And then you have Corpse Tower, which you just saw. You can get Flesh Cannon. But the other two minions, the skeleton archers are good because they're ranged, but they do just about the same damage as the melee skeleton, right? The mages actually do more damage, but they only last for 45 seconds. The skeletons last just as long as the soldiers, but they don't give you corpse back. And let me tell you, I know if you play Necromancer at all at any point, you know that keeping your corpse is a very annoying thing. So just not having these guys up or whatever is a big pain when you're just mindlessly grinding anywhere, right? So to be honest with you, you might consider getting rid of Necromancer for something else, maybe another class that has a very high spirit thing as well, so you don't lose out too much on your spirit. But let's talk about Sorcerer. Now there's some things I need to kind of like redo or rethink here. Now, this skill right here, although it's decent, I just don't feel that it's completely worth it to take that instead of maxing out this skill. I can't even pronounce this skill, so you guys just gonna have to bear with me here. But this skill is probably one of the best sorcerer skills right here, because what it does is it just increases the damage that all your summons do to anything that they're attacking, right? So we're gonna summon Corpse Tower because it is a summon, right? You can see that it's hitting those things for 12k, right? Now I just debuffed it, and you see that it's hitting it for 10k, 9k, 8k, 9 crit, and you can see that it even crit for almost 16k. So it's just an absolute monster. I'll debuff these guys again so you can see 16k, just 9k 9 crit, 16k crits, 10k 9 crit. So Corpse Tower by itself, when you buff this, it's just a straight up monster. It just eats through things, and it's really nice. So another thing is, as you can see, I'm at Astral Tower, and the mobs are 373, and as you can see, they're actually barely doing any damage to me. So we'll actually buff up and use a pot right there, whatever. But look, I'm surrounded by mobs right now, and I am not dying. As you can see, I'm blocking a lot of attacks and stuff like that. And say I have a shield on or whatever, and the shield has a lot of defense and stuff. So I'm gonna switch to a staff just so you can kind of see that we can actually take some hits, and it's really nice. And as you can see, I have a whole mob on me, and you can see how tanky we are. We're gonna switch back to shield and stuff before things get too ugly. But all right, so now I'm gonna summon out this pet, and then I'm gonna debuff for you guys. Oh no. Okay, so another problem is spirit is not as good as regenning as it used to be. So now we do have a problem. Like before this patch, I had about 13, I think, to 14,000 SP, and now I only have just under 8,000. And it's a real problem when you do have Magic Shield on. See, before Magic Shield only took 20 hits, right? But now it gets last for the whole duration, and it gets reduces all damage by 20%, which makes you damn near like a tank. And let me show you my actual gear. My gear actually isn't that good. As you can see, I have some cloth pieces here at 315 plate pieces here, 350 leather gloves, and 350 another piece of cloth here. So as you can see, my gear actually isn't up to par of where it should be right now. This is just purely spirit gear. But I'm going to be upgrading that as soon as I hit 380. But I should be 380 by tonight or something like that if I have the time. But here's my weapons. And then here's my staff. I'll show you my staff. I tried to plus it up. It was 13. I tried to go for 14. It just didn't work. It failed, and now it's below the potential that I need to max out sockets. So I don't even care about the staff no more. I'll probably post it for like 6 mil or something like that later on. So might want to keep an eye out for that if you're a summoner, because the amount of spirit on this staff or whatever is actually really great. So, and also, as you can see, if I let me make him attack though. So you can see right now he's attacking for about 10k. He's critting for about 30k, right? And I'm gonna switch this. And as you see, he's attacking for 7k and 8k now. And now he's critting for 11k. So actually, you can see that with the staff, he actually does a crap load of more damage. Although the shield and sword, the shield and mace or shield and rod gives me a lot more spirit. It doesn't mean anything if your actual damage on a weapon is low. So until I plus those items, they're not going to come anywhere near as close as the staff as far as damage is concerned. And actually, let me see if I did show the corpse tower with the staff. Yeah, so the corpse tower actually, all right, now I debuffed it, and as you can see, the corpse tower is hitting for 12k 9 crit. The corpse tower is actually a beast. It's probably the backbone of Necromancer. But Sorcerer, you definitely want to max this skill. I didn't max it. I kind of feel bad about it. Morph, to be honest, you don't need it. So you can take the point out of Morph. You can take the point out of Riding also. Riding, I think it's only really good when you have it max attributes into it and you increase the damage by like a crazy amount. But other than that, I rarely get on top of my mob anymore. I mean, there's a bunch of things you can do to actually get this thing max, but I would prioritize maxing this over even Salamander. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have to find some way to max this, because this is definitely a lot more damage than anything else, to be honest with you. And right now it's a 15-second duration. You get 2 of them, and it's a 25-second cooldown. So it almost feels like you can keep it up like 100% of the time. Let's try. Let's see. So 15 seconds on that, and well, we can't because he just kills it when you do it, but you can keep it up a good amount of time, right? And then you have the downtime is, I guess, 25 seconds, but you can have it up for 30 seconds, right? And then it goes into a 25-second cooldown, and then you have another 30 seconds of it, which is absolutely crazy, because what it does, it just increases your summoning demon damage by 48%, and then regular summon damage by 32. Now that 32% goes to everything, right? But think about it. This is your hardest hitting pet. This is the hardest hitting pet in the game. As you can see right now, he's just like whacking the hell out of things, critting for about 30k, which is insane. And I think now that casters can crit, my summons are critting a lot more often, just for the fact that I believe Spirit is our main source of crit stat, I believe. I don't know if there's any way to find that out, but I don't think it's intelligence. I think the crit attack or something like that comes from Spirit now. So Spirit might be low-key good for just about everyone to get. Magic critical attack, yeah, it must be coming from Spirit, because look at how much I have. That's just absolutely insane. So let's summon all the skeletons out really fast, so you can actually see their damage. So as you can see, they do about 3k. To be honest, guys, Necromancer is looking kind of weird. I'm kind of debating whether to just like switch Necromancer out for something like Pyromancer, just because Pyromancer does really good damage over time. Basically, your Pyromancer can now buff all your pets with the fire debuff, adding them an extra line of fire, which is absolutely insane. I don't know what this guy's doing. Hey, dude, making a video. What are you doing? I don't know what this guy's doing, but so, but anyway, you see that those guys only hit for about 3k. This guy's, I don't know what this guy's doing. This guy's tripping. But let's go and get the skeleton mages out now so I can actually show you them. And while I'm at it, actually, I'll replace, actually, I don't even need that skill right now, but I'm going to desummon all of those, right? And now I'm going to summon, I don't know what this dude is doing, but so as you see, this is the damage that the mages do. Now, this is really good bursts, but they only last for 45 seconds. Like, I wouldn't mind them nerfing the damage even by half, even half of the damage, whatever. As you see, they do 5,000. I think when they're first summoned, they do a bunch of like weird AoE hits. Oh, I think they're starting to do it now. Those bombard type skills is really weird. Right, I'm gonna resummon them in a second. Right now I'm gonna summon all the archers. I don't know whether to just use it all for like a burst type thing, but as you can see, the archers do a little bit more damage than the soldiers in their range, so that's pretty good. But the main problem is they don't give you corpses back. So as you can see, if I keep like casting my crap, I'm gonna run out of corpses really fast. When you're actually just regular farming, it's good for these guys. They're the best, the skeletons. And then I would say when you get to a boss, Raid Skull Mage will probably be the best bet. Now I'm gonna go up here and actually find some mobs and raise all the mages again, so you can just see how much damage they actually do, because they do a decent amount of damage. All right, so I just summoned them and I'm about to debuff the mobs. So as you can see, they do a crap load of damage. They just absolutely a tremendous amount of damage. Let me see if we can, dang, where's all the mobs when you need them, right? All right, so we debuff this guy, and I guess that's their regular attack right there. It does about the same amount as the archers. So it seems like they probably cast until they run out of skills, and then their AoE is what that skill that you just see when they drop the poison seems to be like a ridiculous amount of damage. So they're not bad, but I would say that they're only worth it for like bursting something like a boss down. But that goes back to this skill as well, where it increases their damage by a crap load as well, and it's nowhere even near max. It's only 8. I wonder where it goes. So I don't think it'll go to 15. I think it probably only goes to 10 or something like that. Now let's see what else. Now Bokor, right now I don't have it fully maxed, but this skill right here is dope. As you can see, movement speed +8 and maximum health increased by 9,000. Now this maximum health is increased, it's based off of your con. So as you can see, when I switch back to the con, let me see if we can go back to it. We can see that now it increases by 11,000. So I believe it's like a percentage of your maximum health, but it just shows how much exactly health it's going to give you right here on a buff. And the Bokor is really cool because it's not a lot of maintenance. Now you would think that, oh, you would have to keep summoning them, but all you need is one zombie to come out for Bokor and you're completely good. So I'm about to wreck this little guy really fast because I actually have some skills to actually do stuff. So now we have this guy, and as you can see, when he attacks, he's going to put a debuff on the mob. Let me see. There it is right there. Zombify. So what's going to happen once this mob dies with that debuff is he's just going to res another one. So I can just have my regular summons out. Hold on, let me see. There he goes. And the more you have out, so now I have 3 out. The more you have out, the easier it is. Like they just literally keep their stuff up and they'll keep refreshing. Like a new one will keep spawning every time they kill something. And it seems to be they won't replace a wheelchair one with a regular one, but a regular one will come out if there's slots left, because there can be 8 of them up, right? But I have a pretty high chance of making them turn into like wheelchair mobs or like the big ones if they kill a medium. So I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that right here. Sorry if this video is a little bit long. This is just so interesting to me. I really do love the changes. So this is where I messed up here. Because I still have a lot farther to go, I don't have enough points. But apparently what this skill does now is it actually increases how strong your zombies are. Now it didn't do that before when it was with the cleric. This skill just increased the duration, meaning that you had a longer period of time or whatever in order to, you know, make your zombies when you kill stuff. But now it actually increases the damage of them, and I didn't pay attention to it, or I would have maxed it first. I mean, I maxed these 2 skills, hexing and effigy or whatever, because I felt that I wanted to actually do some damage. But this was a big mistake. Don't max these skills first. Make sure you max Zombify first, and then this is a really good one. Makmek Le or whatever, Tekmemekle. I can't pronounce none of this shit. This shit, it all sounds weird. But this skill will allow all your zombies to careen towards a target and just burst the hell out of them. Now, the difference between the rest of your pets and these ghouls, they just do whatever the hell they want. And to be honest, they really do give you that immersive feel of being like a minion master, because as you see, when I summon my skeletons, my skeleton UI is or AI or whatever is pretty much stupid. They stand together and they all attack the same mob. And actually, I know some of you guys are probably wondering like, oh, what's wrong with that? What happens is when you start moving and stuff like that, they stand in each other's bodies. So they almost just look like a single skeleton over time. And then what happens is you don't know where the hell they're at, because sometimes they can be lost inside of another mob. So as you can see now when I'm moving, it looks like they're just following the same AI pattern. And the zombies don't do that. They just randomly scoot around and be like, what the hell's going on over here? Now, if anything does get within certain range of them, they will attack or chase, but they won't all go off just because one goes off. Usually, if one skeleton veers off, the rest of them try to veer off as well. So we'll show like here, as you can see, that skeleton over there already got aggro to something before the rest of them went off. But as you can see, they're standing together. And I just like the ghouls, because the ghouls, the way they're spread out, it definitely makes it feel like you're like this awesome like minion master or whatever. So you have this skill, and this skill is the one I was telling you about. It pretty much gives you a crap load of health and movement speed. Now you only get, I believe this is what you get. Or maybe you get half of this or something like that. Let me check. Actually, it doesn't tell me how much you get, but I think I only get half of this. So I think I get 4 and my zombies get 8. That way they can kind of keep up with me. And then when I do other skills like the limbo line, which I don't have yet, sadly. Oh, actually, it's up here. But it makes your zombies walk into a line. I don't really think that skill is worth it either, but someone could prove me wrong. I don't believe any of these skills, to be honest. I guess like we need to max this skill, and everything else. Well, this as well. You don't want to max anything that blows up your minions. I think that's just kind of stupid, because then you have to go through the whole process of rebuilding your whole army again. So right now I'm about to show you guys my full army before I end the video, so you guys can actually see what it's like. And I'm gonna summon the skeleton soldiers or whatever, because they're the ones that I consistently keep up. They're not situational, they're just upkeep 100% of the time, because they're the ones that's going to increase my corpse and stuff like that. And as you can see, they already got me five corpses. So, and also, instead of flesh cannon, flesh hoop is way better. I'll try to show you right now, actually. So look at that, it already got 50 stacks on it, and all you have to do is stand next to it. You don't have to do any casting whatsoever, so it allows you to stay mobile. And I do believe it does add a little bit defense to you or something like that. Let's go back there. Well, debuff, well, I guess it doesn't, but it does a crap load of damage. 371% times 15, so that's really dope. And it allows your pets to do a lot more damage, and the cooldown is pretty short, 25 seconds, and you can actually you can have it on you or whatever and just run around for a bit, and if you don't get hit, it'll stay on you, so you can almost use it back to back in certain situations. So, and this is it. But I'm going to maybe do some more research about Pyromancer and see how it is, because Necro might not be worth keeping, but it all depends on what Pyromancer brings to the equation. I don't like Cryomancer because the frost skills just suck. A lot of them have been stripped of things that they actually do that's cool, and it just gets in the way, to be honest. You don't need sure cast anymore because all the wizards pretty much can't be interrupted when they're casting anything. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. I might pick something else or whatever that can better support my minions, but right now Bokor is pretty much supplying me with like that cool summoner army or whatever that I kind of wanted, and it offers like a really neat HP buff that allows me to be over 50k with gear that doesn't have any con. So if I had fully double static gear like I'm supposed to with spirit and con, I would literally be at like 90,000 health or something like that. So you guys definitely keep that in mind, that I have no con on any of my gear. So peace out. This has been King Vox. I'm gonna make more videos about some of the other classes that I've created, because I do have a lot more alts now, sadly. But right now I'm just leveling up this pet. It's at 166 now. Hopefully I can get it to like 200 or 300 before this is over. Peace out, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos.